Well, welcome everybody. Welcome. Waiting for everybody to all my streams to get online. There we go. I think we're there. Please feel free to chat with me while we go on this journey. I'm going to try to finish this baby up today. I spent some time this weekend also doing some things on my Procreate outside of this one, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But I tell you what, today's a great day. We've got things happening. We had the gun rally go off in Virginia, go off without a shot being fired. I heard a report of like one arrest. Somebody probably, I mean, if you got 20,000 people, you got one arrest. That's a pretty good situation. And I think it's interesting. They had 16,000 people there with guns. And there was no violence. And I remember seeing many reports of these people, these 20,000 people being characterized as hate groups and white nationalists. However, interesting thing about these white nationalists is they allowed people of color to speak on Martin Luther King Day in that same rally. I don't know. Does that add up? Does it really? Anyway, also I saw a report today that in Puerto Rico they found a cache of aid supplies, water, and other diapers and pacifiers in Puerto Rico from the Maria hurricane in 2017. Do you remember that hubbub about how uncaring the president was because of the lack of aid? Well, they were storing those in warehouses. There was also reports of containers of food that was just left to rot. What's going on? Why wouldn't you distribute that aid? They just had a somebody must have known about these caches because they just had an earthquake there. And somebody said, well, I guess we're going to need to get that cache out that I knew about from a long time ago. What the heck is going on? And the big positive news is the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. That's fun. Anyway. So, let's just get started with this. Some of this stuff just makes me shake my head. Shmeesh. All right, so let's just do a big video time lapse of where we've gotten all along here. This is set up so that it's got the golden spiral as part. This is something I do regularly in my pieces, where the focus goes from one small thing and spirals out, and so the spiral starts at the March hare and spirals out into the rest of the composition that brings you back to the March hare. That's all part of the master plan, and how a composition has really good look to it. It makes it a comforting composition. So I've been working on this for several hours, off and on for the last few days. Monday I didn't come on because no one ever shows up on Mondays, so I gave myself that day off. I think I deserve a day off, and we're going to end up finishing this today, I'm hoping. So it makes things interesting. Yep. Lots and lots of work. Oop. boy, this time lapse gets longer and longer every time I play it. I think I'm getting about 30 seconds per hour. And something else this weekend I discovered is that you can find out how many hours you've actually put into a piece on your canvas. So here's me working on those leaves that I talked about the other day and how I figured out how to put the stamps in. It was getting sad. And so I ended up being able to outline leaves that were already there. And I put in some the tree the other day, getting that all finished up. So we're going to also work, and then I think I put the sky in, and we'll be done. So, if you're on, please feel free to comment. It's supposed to be interactive. There we go. That's where we are today. Just a little overview of what I did this weekend on my own. There's me. There's me trying to get through my day. That was a fun little piece. And then I also did a little animation, which I thought was kind of fun. And we're going to play that animation. Yep, there's me trying to get through my day, too. All right, so that was a couple things that I did. But let's see. Let's bring this baby back up. And I'm going to show you where you can find out how long you've been working on a piece. You go to Canvas and Canvas Information, Statistics. So actually, I've been working 8 hours and 6 minutes on this piece. And I've done 3,211 strokes. I thought that was interesting. Yep. Let's see, I want to know how many layers I've got. A maximum of 23, and I've used almost half of the layers. So I got some room for layers. So I'm on layer 10, which is the paint that I did on these. Let's see what I'm going to look here on what I'm smudging with, because I'm going to smudge some of this stuff and make it look more like clouds. And I want to show you too that all it is let me just turn everybody off except for what I've got there. So that's not really what I want either. Let's see. Michelle's, yep, that's the one I want. Maybe that's the one I want. Anyway, I could make this, I'll bring it down a little bit. And bring some, just kind of smudge it around, kind of like Bob Ross. There was another brush, I think, that I was doing a little bit better than this. Might as well bring in the background there. So let's see how this. There was a brush that I created, which was this wet acrylic blender. Which actually, a blender, what happens is it takes the material that's already there and the color and blends it with the other colors next to it. A little bit like a smudge brush, but different in that it acts just a little bit different. I thought that made better clouds. If I can get it there. pull that, it pulls the paint around. I think I like that. I just found a video on YouTube that talked about making blender brushes. Kind of an ominous. There we go. It looks more painterly. Go ahead and bring that in. Now, clouds are successful. They're a little dark on the bottom unless there's a reflected light. Okay, and then I'm going to also want to put just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go. See, now I've got a color and it's still blending. So I'm going to go ahead and get this just the regular wet acrylic I made. Oops, too big. Just put just a little touch of that in and then head back over to my blender. And now it's not blending with the yellow because the yellow's on a different layer. We want those fluffy, happy clouds. Let's see now. We put those in. Okay, so then we come down here. And on this selection as well, I'm going to go ahead and make it an alpha lock so it doesn't blend into the other items. So we're going to go ahead and put some wet acrylic, and we're going to down here just see the blender though, it also pulls on the blacks that are there. And we'll go ahead. So I've got it. I'm using a different brush than I've been using. I used the wet acrylic before, and all I'm doing is just tossing some colors in here. Let's get some shadows. Good morning, Shelley. So we're going to try to finish this baby up today. So we got the line work still there. So we might leave that on while I'm working so I can kind of see what's going on. Get some yellow in there over top of that purple. And of course put some of that green back in, because it's what it is. So purple. And I'm going to change the brush over to something else, and I'm not sure what. Let's get something that's got some ruggedness to it. I'm going to do this house. Get some darkness underneath the eave. Maybe give this some direction. I don't know. I don't even know if that needs a. Thanks, Shelley. And then let's see. Let's get some darker greens in here. I downloaded some brushes too that are kind of fun. None of those really work for a landscape. Maybe I need to do that in a circular motion. I don't know. We're just playing. Just want some color in there. Some variation of color. Let's go ahead and just put that in there. Variation of color. And then let's go back to that wet acrylic blender. Let's see what happens here. Maybe a little smaller. Just grabbing the color that I'm touching, whether it's black or initially, and then it pulls the other color into the other colors. I don't know. I think I need to obscure that just a little. And of course I'm working on an alpha mask that's only the background. That's kind of fun. Putting that texture in. That wet brush. Go the other direction. And let's make it a little bit bigger and soften it. I don't know. Experimenting now. We're in experimental mode. Oh, I've got that dark. Let's do a little bit of light in there. So we want a little bit of light up in there. And our house. Yeah, it's the back of the house. I thought about putting a window in there and decided against it. It has to be distracting, but it probably needs to be dark. Like a blue or something. I'll put that flesh tone in there. And because these aren't separated, see, if I wanted to, I could pick these areas, but I don't think that's necessary. This is just the background. I don't think it's that been. So what I want to do is bring these guys back in. And so I could do some of as above, so below. Oh, looky there. I've got some still in there. I've got some. I'm going to smudge this up just a little. Maybe a little smaller. Get rid of some of those lines that I had in there. Oh, which one is that? That's not even the line work that I'm working on. Oh, there we go. That was just my sketch. It would be a shadow, and then the tree would have caused a shadow too. Right in there. There's nothing there, so. Looks like I'm missing my red. And my nope, that's the sketch. I'm going to rename that so I know what it is. It can probably go away. I'll at least put it on the bottom. There we go. If we recall, on the image, there was items, there was decoration on each of these cups in red and different colors. And if I remember, it's just some simple flowers. And really without any line work. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I want to do another layer here and go ahead and just experiment here with some flowers. Ooh, that's really big. Not big enough. That just looks really big, so we're going to just make it smaller. That looks about right. Oh, and then we're going to move it. Move it around. Oh. Oh, if you touch it outside there, you can move it around. If you get, there we go. Do that. And then, okay. And then I can copy it. Oop. If I 3 down, I can, 3 down, I can copy and paste. So it's on another level. And select it, bring it over, and I can flip horizontal. And merge those. And then select them and move them around. And turn them. There we go. And let's see, we'll do another, we'll copy that one. And then we'll move it over here. Oh. Don't want to resize it. Put it on this. Actually, what I should have done probably is to paint it. Oop, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Paint that. It's kind of hard to see it with everything else being white. I'm going to trust that I'm getting the. There we go. Oh boy. Okay. So I want to do an alpha lock. Oops, I missed that one petal. You can see it in the preview. I'm going to do it a lower and above one. So I can bring this guy down so he's. So I still have line work on there. Okay, so if I do the alpha lock here and paint this, I think. Oh, that's too, I gotta use my acrylic. There we go, alpha locked. Bring it down. There we go. Yeah, my little flowers are being able to be painted in. We don't have to do a whole lot, just a little. I really want some bright centers. There we go. And I really would like this to be a little bit more. Should have made these red. Let's do that. Now that I've painted over them, I'm done. Done and done. And then I don't have the image right quite, the top image quite over the top of the other image. So we're going to have to go in and, for some reason there's lots in there, on there. There we go. Let's see, what all is that selecting? I don't know. We're going to just go ahead and put that down here, and we're going to merge them. So we can use that same flower on everything. Oh, what's this here? Ah, that's what it was picking up on. No? Oh, I've got a big old. Ah, it's on that layer. That's what it was picking up. Was that little dot? Okay, so, yep. Anyway, so let's duplicate this, and then we'll move it. Move it around. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. And it's coming along, coming along. I'm just going to look here. Yeah, I got 3 of you on there. Welcome, everybody. Said hi to Shelly. She's saying hi to me. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. Yep, Tuesdays seem to be a better day to do things on here. I'm going to make it just a little bigger. There we go. Duplicate the one I just put on the pot. I resized. Well, wait, maybe I do want to do it on that. So because this front, so this is going to give me a little bit of problem because I've got the Drink Me in front of what would be the picture, right? Whoops. I guess I'm just going to have to do it in erase. Actually, that probably would be around the edge like this. So you're just going to get a little bit of it. Oops, I just moved it and then erased it, and I think it might be a little bigger. Something like that. Now, we just erase. And yep, I'm on syrup, so it's hard. Oop. I want a little bit more control. A little bit bigger. A little more control as I go in, like that. I'm trying to, that last one was too much. There we go. Now what I can do is go in here and merge all of those. Merge all of those. There we go. All of those now are on a different layer, and we're going to keep that little pattern in case I think I need it somewhere else. The other thing I've noticed is that on the we'll do the highlights here. On the pattern on the, I think that needs to have pattern on the coffee table, or the table. That needs some highlights. Oh, let's see, what am I got? I got acrylic on canvas. Okay. I want some. And all those need just a little bit of, I need an indication that this is a little bit more of a pattern. I don't know. I might be overworking it now. Like that. And then everything needs a shadow, right? So let's bring in the blue. Actually, let's just do a whole new layer, and we'll call that one shadows. And we'll use this really dark purple for my shadows. Let's see. The light coming in. Oh, now everything just kind of sits on the table. It's amazing what shadows can do. Put a little bit of we'll put a little shadow behind. Definitely down here, because there's definitely a shadow in there. It's kind of behind everything, so it works out pretty good. Oops, got a little carried away. A little shadow. If you notice, it's behind all that stuff that's not opaque yet. I need to erase. Need to erase right in there. Actually, I just go backwards and then just be a little bit more careful about. Yep, got a little carried away there. That's pretty opaque there. Even though I'm on top of the, excuse me, goodness, coffee's coming back to haunt me this morning. Yep, need it a little smaller. And we're going to have to shadow. Reap. A little shadow there, a little shadow under here. Little shadow under here. Ooh, I've got some funkiness going on there, don't we? There is a complete loss of stuff there. So, let's see what I can do here. There's nothing there. Go back here to the blue. Let's see what. Now the other thing I could do is go in and clean that up in Photoshop or something like that. But that would be cheating. No, it would not. Then let's go back here to my background here and turn off the alpha lock, because this was alpha locked out. And let's put a little bit of green in there. That just didn't get picked up at all. Let's see, where would that be? Would be here. So let's go ahead and put the shadows. Let's go up to the shadows. There we go. Yep. We'll go ahead and put the purple in. Dark, dark purple. There we go. That works out. And some more shadows. And see, we're kind of doing some stuff that's nebulous because you can't really see it through the stuff that's already on top. So that's kind of cool. So I may have to do another layer in order to get some shadows in the hair, on the face, just a little bit. Because it just looked kind of done, not done. Yeah, I'd kind of abandoned the characters for a little while. To get the rest of that stuff done. I think we're going to be done today. At least as done as it can be, should be. Keep going. Get some of that darkness around there. Don't like the last bit of that. There should be some shadow here. There we go. Because this is a little over. The light's coming in from the upper right, so we don't want to overdo it. And we might go back into highlights. Bring some of that color back in, or the highlights. Some of those. It's my house. It's my house. Of course, it's my house. It's my drawing. I get to do what I want. I'm gonna go ahead and go back here to my shadows. Go back to my purple, and I see that this cup has got some issues. It also does not have a little flower on it, right? So, because we missed it. Okay, so the trick is you go in, you grab your layer, and then you can do a selection, and you do a freehand and just go whoop, and then you copy and paste, and then I think you can just move it up. I don't want to resize it. I do want to resize it, but I don't want to resize it that direction. There we go. Turn it this way and make it a little smaller. That's the reason why I left it on its own layer for a little while, because I may have missed something. Yeah. And there we go. And I think on the drink, let's see, I was doing the shadow work. So let's go back into shadows and do a little bit here on the drink me, because we want that to stand out just a little bit. Oh, that's too much. And of course on the eat me. And I actually might go back into highlights and highlight a little bit on that eat me, because I want that to kind of stand out a little bit. Whoop. Yeah, eat me. Does that need, let's put some, go back to the red. Yeah, throughout this whole thing I've left those reds and the, because I want it to have the same feeling as I work, because you never know when you're going to miss something. And it's kind of hard. There we go. Let's try getting that red in there, edge on that dish. And we'll go back to our shadow work and the dark purple, and let's see if we can get those cookies to lay down just a little bit. Oh, a little bigger. Get them to sit on the plate. There we go. We're close. I could sit and mess with it all day. And the trick to painting is to know when to quit. When and where to quit. Took a little bit of shadow off her face. Just in the lower corner by the table. What do I need? Might need a little leafy stuff on the left to balance out the tree. Oh, I don't even have a tree on. There we go. Over here on the left to balance. Okay, let's see. I got all that leafy stuff. Oh, I know. I think I know what I need to do. I need to go to my gallery, and I don't think I saved all my leaves. I think I threw them all away. Okay, I tell you what I could do, though. I could fake it. Let's go back here, and we'll go to my leaf. My leafy. Let's just duplicate. And then we're going to select it. I'm going to flip it. But it needs to be bigger, doesn't it? we go. I kind of like that. Let's see. Then we can erase some. Let me see here where we're going. Let's see. That's the great thing is I can make a decision and then erase it and then not be. It's just given a, let's see, let's get a good eraser. Let's try that. Nope, I actually liked those all there. Thing is, they are, whoops, let's redo. Thing is, they are not opaque. So, what do when they're not opaque? You duplicate it. And then you alpha lock it. And then you paint behind it. Okay, we can get a great big brush. Okay, and I've left it on the front so we can see what we're doing. Okay. A little bit more, a little bit more. Then move it below. Oh, and then what I got the problem with is, okay, so we can select, this one. It's all on my line work, see? So, invert. And we go to my line work, wherever the heck it went. I thought I had, oh, there it is. This line work. Because that's on top. And I can erase. Oh, it's like magic. Look at that. I can erase all those lines that were overlapping. It's like magic. All right. Go. And then I think I need some twiggy twigs. I'm going to cheat. When I mean cheat, I mean not cheat. Just use what I've got. Duplicate. And then I'm going to select that puppy. I'm going to flip it no. And give it some idea that there's some other tree stuff going on there. Now see, once I select this, all the rest of the picture all of the rest of it is going to disappear. So, okay, so let's look at what we got there. Because, yeah, we've got the weird tree thing going on. Let's turn this off. Okay, so we got the tree all kind of funky and sideways, right? So we can erase that. Because we certainly don't want that there. Let's turn this line work stuff off so we can kind of see what we're doing with the tree. Erase the tree. And then we can select, invert, and go ahead and do it up here. It was on the line work, wasn't it? It was on the line work. We were trying to erase that. Yes. I'm going to erase the line work there. Okay. Done, done, done. Done with you. Okay. Now let's put everybody back together. Now, what we're running into here is these little dots that we had earlier with this. Didn't erase. Let's get a little tiny bit smaller. We got like these funky little dots that showed up when we used our stamp for some reason. We got to do it on both layers. That I wasn't worried about when it was over here because it kind of all sat behind. And I think what I can do, I'm not positive, but I think that I can come down here and can I do a selection? And then maybe I can invert it to really see what I'm erasing. Yeah, let's just take all that selection off. Oh, no. Selecting it again. There we go. We can go in and clean that up, that kind of stuff. It's a small price to pay considering the fun we had. Making the stamp, and I'm not sure where that came from, other than I probably had a dot in there when I initially made the stamp. But anyway, don't want to bore you with that today. Yeah, that really closed them in, didn't it? Erase. I'm going to use the eraser and get more whatever that was over there. A big eraser. There we go. I still have something over in this area. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And then select it. I'm going to flip it vertical. And then I'm going to move it around. Let's see. Maybe make it a little smaller. Maybe give it a little bit of an angle. Maybe make it a little bigger. There we go. Try it just a little bit more. Get it all in there. Kind of in the right spot. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know if that's the right spot, but we do have a little bit of more tree things going on there. And then I want to bring these two trees together because we had put the white behind it, right? And then I think I would like to do some erasing. So, am I on the right? I'm not on the right layer. There we go. And just do some erasing. Some of these that are just kind of nebulous, that are kind of out there on their own, not really supported. Uh-oh. I did that because I erased those lines earlier. So let's go back to the line work. Get my mixed blue. Hard times. And syrup. Oh, a little smaller. Some overcolor there. Now there seems to be like this empty spot right there, next to the Mad Hatter's hat. Perfect opportunity to put something in there. See, does that work with my, let's see, am I done with the flowers? I'm going to put those flowers together. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put these guys together. Might as well put that one together too. I'm going to put all the trees together. The background together. Well, maybe wait. I might wait on the background. Yeah, there seems to be something missing there. Shoot. Oh. Well, but of course it gives that kind of a quiet. That gives it a quiet spot. I don't know. I think there's some more work to be doing. I thought it was going to be finalized today. I could call it finalized. Totally could. Well, I'm tell you what, we're going to just have to be finished for today. And I'll make some more decisions later. I ended up hiding my other. That's okay. Okay. Well, I've got some more work to do on these. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way of creativity works. But it's where we're at right today. So I'm going to have to go because I got to get ready for the rest of my day. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I appreciate it. And talking to me, Shelley. Thank you. Yeah, I think that was a good suggestion. I'm not sure if that was the final suggestion on that. We'll see. Okay. And you have a great day.